Alcohol is not against the law.
FRSC should not actually, overdo things.
The government officials and the security operatives, they publicly display their intake of alcohol.
A trip to Abuja by road is a nightmare.
The ember months are already flying by, and it's getting closer to Christmas. And as it gets closer to Christmas, everyone is apprehensive and agitated about the security of our roads, our lives, our properties, because of the desperation to make wealth, or the carelessness, on the other hand, for road users, all right, especially the drivers. And as a result of these concerns, the Federal Road Safety Corps, the FRSC, Lagos State has moved. They are pleading and insisting, hoping to drive it through, that there must be a ban on the sales of alcohol and hard drugs and other vices at the motor parks to reduce these mayhems. To further shed more light on this, with me on set today is Mr. Gray Amona. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, nice to have you on set.
Thank you.
All right, so even though we have the Lagos FRS driving this course, I believe it's something that the other states FRSC and the national FRSC are also troubled by as a result of these things. What do you have to say about this move by the FRSC in Lagos State and, of course, the nation at large, especially in times like this?
Yes. Let's start from Lagos.
Okay.
Either way, it is a welcome development. That of Lagos, we are perhaps inclined to say it's a peculiar case because that's mini Nigeria. Lagos is one of the most sensitive upbeats, in the transition of society from ordinary, rural stature to a full-blown urban expression, with all the expected countercultures. The use of alcohol, or rather abuse of substance abuse generally, is one of the ingredients of the counterculture. So in Lagos, it is welcome. But, then that also extends to the rest of the country. So that's why either way, it's a welcome development. Because, Val, you see that it is one of the insurgent threats to public peace, and by extension, stability of society. We are not in the best of times. The economy is under siege, and if the economy is under siege, the first port of call is the collective mind. The collective mind, once it is unable to carry out, to regulate the needs of the human individual, the mind now looks for what psychologists call byways to survive. If food does not come my way, water does not come my way, how do I express myself as a living being? Let me now look for bad habits to postpone reality. So your being a slave to those bad habits now affects your participation in other vital aspects of social life. That includes use of the road. That's where FRSC factor comes in. So you that are a victim of breakdown of the economy, you find yourself participating in the process of physical communication. You are a driver, but you are involved in substance abuse. So all instructions of the Federal Road Safety Commission, with regard to road safety, fall on deaf ears because you are involved in substance abuse. So that is why the FRSC is showing this kind of concern. Starting from Lagos, where it's a melting pot, and it has to actually pursue the problem to a logical conclusion, because where it bites hard in a sensitive sociological flashpoint like Lagos, it is also likely to
spill over to other parts of the nation.
So it's a welcome development. But the most important thing, how do you go about it? Because it's not the first time we are coming to hear about such things. We heard them before, and at the end, they just fizzle out.
Okay, something very, very troubling about what they are, the FRSC is pointing out, is the fact that they are narrowing it down to this ember month and saying that it's not the devil who's causing all the accidents on the roads and all the different calamities that befalls Nigerians during the ember months, especially on the highways. That it's basically the driver's attitude. But I've seen cases where drivers in their very sane minds, without any form of abuse, as a matter of fact, elderly men with their sound minds and everything, still get involved in some of these traffic breaches
yes.
and the rest of them. And some of these breaches are even caused by security operatives as a result of maybe placing one roadblock on the road in one corner, maybe because you don't want the driver to escape. You create some kind of blockade, and while they are trying to be adamant, they fall into a ditch, and of course the security operatives will exempt themselves from that. So is it not, don't you think it's beyond just the sale of alcohol? I can understand the part of substances like hard drugs, all right, but the sale of alcohol, but alcohol is not against the law. It's not against the law, but the substances, the hard drugs, they are against the law. You can be apprehended
against the law.
Yes,
the abuse of it has a problem.
Well, even the government officials and the security operatives, they publicly display their intake of alcohol. So that's the reason why I'm not going to categorize alcohol as part of the hard substance, because no one is hunting after alcohol users or those who take alcohol. Like, if you want to do that, you have to shut down all the joints, the hotels, the beer parlors. If as a matter of fact, you have to shut down the entire nation. Okay, but basically, if we're going to narrow it down to say, okay, it's the alcohol that is the cause, don't you think it's beyond the alcohol for these breaches that are these traffic breaches, because that is what they are holding on to for their own for the point.
Yes, I understand the professional disposition, of FRSC. The issue is the focus is traffic, breaches, or rather breach of traffic precepts and laws, and then the focus is actually on your own position is that it's beyond the availability of alcohol.
Beyond the availability of alcohol.
Yes, to an extent, it may not be that consumers of alcohol are the most guilty, partakers, exactly, or guilty culprits, rather, are the greatest culprits. The issue is this. Now, if you are looking at the traffic precepts, it is, apart from the fact that the FRSC may also not have to over-dramatize the situation by outright ban, of alcohol relative to the other hard substances.
Yes.
Because, like you said, if you are disposed to breach the law, you simply are.
Yes.
It's not because of alcohol. But that can only play maybe an incidental role. So what we have to actually address, Val, is for greater public enlightenment, with regard to traffic laws and how to react to those laws on the part of road users. Instead of just outright ban. Outright ban of sale of alcohol, at such sensitive points, may kind of carry the message, too a little bit too extravagant. Going beyond exaggerating issues instead of actually addressing the problem. So that, my advice is, FRSC should not actually overdo things by outright ban, but ensure that the campaign on road safety is reinvigorated. So it will impact on the road user, not necessarily because the road user is a compulsive user of alcoholic beverages, and so that is why he or she is prone, to road mishaps or outright contraventions of the traffic code. Okay,
so finally, in your conclusion, don't you also think that in a bid to also achieve this, road safety could also work hand in hand with the NDLEA to minimize the sale of hard drugs in these motor parks, because we are aware that these motor parks are also good breeding grounds for a hard substance to be sold. And also, if they actually go ahead to ban the sales of alcohol in the motor parks. They will get it outside the motor parks. So it's you're not actually solving the problem here. Okay, so then finally, what do you have to say about the condition of our roads, which also plays, I think, over 60% of the road mishaps and the accident rates we are having in our country today. So it's road shape. Don't you think they should also be concerned about that?
You just hit the nail on the head. You see, the attitude of government is always one of condescension. Okay. They will leave the problem and hop on another one. We are talking about banning sale of alcoholic beverages at motor parks, then reverting to the issue of the obsession about substance abuse. But where the actual correlation with road accidents recurs the condition of our roads, there's always silence on that.
Yes.
As we speak, the east-west road is still in tatters. A journey, a trip to Abuja by road is a nightmare because the middle belt south, north central connection is still not attended to as we speak. So that also plays an important role. In other words, a pivotal role in the occurrence and the resurgence of road accidents. It should be visited. And if we're talking about visiting it, there ought to be a kind of cooperation between the Ministry of Works and the FRSC and all the agencies that actually have to do with ensuring that not just the roads are in good shape, but there's public enlightenment about the need to ensure that road users, are in good disposition, and people that actually, superintend the roads, the entire civil engineering family are, equal to the task. That kind of collaborative work is important because ember or no ember, corporate social life must not be impeded, and use of the road is important to the maintenance of stability.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Grayamona. You've already hit the nail on the head. Very quick one. We've heard Mr. Grayamona. It's very important that we don't just focus on one problem and leave the other. It's good to enlighten the crowd, the masses about not over abusing alcoholic beverages and abstaining from hard drugs. But still, we still have other bigger problems than those. The condition of our roads, right? They need urgent attention. And I believe if the road FRSC works together with the NDLEA, they can also curb and completely eradicate the sale of hard drugs at the motor parks. But I don't think that it is a feasible journey to ban alcohol sale, because if you ban it in the park, they'll get it outside the park. Finally, I've also seen in traffic, and as a matter of fact, been approached by an FRSC official that was reeking of alcohol while he was asking me for my papers. All right, in the traffic. As a matter of fact, he was smelling of particular bitters, and he was reeking of one of the most popular bitters in this country. That also is do what I say and not what I do. That is also very bad. You're on duty in your uniforms and you're reeking of alcohol. And of course, you had your colleagues with you that didn't rebuke you or send you back home. It means it's a norm. Those who in glass and throw stones, let's tidy our houses before we tidy that of our neighbors. Well, this is as much as we can take for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click on the notification button to get similar prompt updates from Noble TV Live. My name is Valentine Agogo.